What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Miracle. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Ra, Age of Mythology's very own daddy. Daddy JJ could be his nickname, but indeed it is ChronoJJ. We're still in the group stages, getting very, very close to the end of them. I will be honest with everyone out there. There were too many games to cast, so I did cut them down. If there's time later, we might go back and cast some more of those group stage games. I've got them in a different folder and we'll see if they get done. But right now, players are already well on the way in the main bracket. So we want to catch up and get some of those beautiful, beautiful games here. But for now, we've got to chase down ChronoJJ and see what he's going to be doing here in this game. We do see that Pharaoh moving forward, spotting what sort of a map it is. We've got the beautiful map of the kind of middle of the map getting kind of battlefield kind of vibes here. Where you meet in the middle and you duke it out, but really there's just nothing in the middle. One thing that I wouldn't mind seeing on this map as a little bit of an aside is if this elevation becomes much bigger so that you get an advantage on the outside of the map here for your archers. So the thing with Age of Mythology is that as we see thanks so much for the gifted sub, Hannah Rain, appreciate you so much, my friend. So the big difference between this, like this game and like say Age of Empires 2 with the elevation bonus is that the elevation needs to be significantly higher than one would expect for it to actually come into play here. And the elevation bonus is something like 0.2, something like 25% bonus damage or 2.5 times. I can't remember. I think it's 25% bonus damage. So it's not a lot, but it becomes something at the very least. And I'd love to see that in these games becoming a part of strategy and all the other good stuff here. As Chrono looks like he hasn't found his hunt, or he does find his hunt, but it's very, very late here. He's going to be going for a no hunting dogs build order. He has got himself husbandry. He's got himself a handful of goats. This isn't necessarily a bad thing here for ChronoJJ, as he is Ra, and Ra's going to be enjoying that. But it does mean that his opponent is going to have a much better time eating all of the food on the map as the game goes on. So we move over here to Miracle. He's had a bit of a similar position at the start of the game. He does throw down his economic guild as he does find himself the goat over here, and he is just playing, to me, what seems like a fairly standard 430 advance, and we'll see what he's going to go from after that. Miracle's Oranos is very, very strong. Definitely seeing him among some of the top players on the leaderboard. So we'll see what he's going to do. And he does look like maybe just maybe we're seeing a fast second town center here. An archaic town center of some variety. He's got himself 3 villagers on food though. So a little bit confused as to why this villager is on gold at this point. But we'll see what he decides to do. There is also a 515 build where you build your town center as you're advancing to the classical age instead of before you click classical age. You get the 400 food first and then get the town center, which isn't bad as well. A little bit safer. ChronoJJ on the other hand, throwing his temple down, trying to get his way, get himself up to the second age here. Chrono is known for going 1 town center against Oranos players because the 2 town centers can be a little bit more challenging to defend against, and also the fact that he hasn't spotted his town center, he's going to be a little bit worried about that as well. That the town center review is pretty good with a decent gold mine, good hunt, and all of that over there. So we'll see what he wants to do as he does garrison those villages, advancing through Ptah. Going to be able to get himself pickaxe as well straight away. Plenty of villages on gold. Might need a couple more on the wood though if he wants to get early Shadoof here. How many is he going? Just 8? So yeah, this is probably not enough to go for a fast town center here, as we do see this priest. Second priest actually already out for Chrono, so he's going to be scouting around trying to find his town center as he does spot it there. Miracle, on the other hand, going through Prometheus, and this looks like a slightly delayed 430, so a little bit of idle time there for Miracle in the archaic age. It's not going to be at the end of the world, but he is slightly delayed. and no hand axe, pickaxe, none of that juiciness coming through for Miracle as he scouted out the majority of the map. Look at this scouting though. Lots of black regions on the map. Very standard for Oranos in the early game because you don't really utilize this scouting feature very often with the scout until you find a position for them to sit. You just move them around and it's a little bit more efficient, I would say. As the villagers coming out for ChronoJJ, and Chrono is going to be making his way over onto this town center, and Miracle does actually go for the 505, is it? 505 second town center that we were talking about here. So playing the strategy, it's an old school strategy. I think Hotcha came up with it first. We have a little bit of a history lesson here. Hotcha being a Gaia player trying to play Gaia when Gaia was incredibly weak, definitely F tier kind of civilization way back in like 1.03 days. But Hotcha developed that advance and to some success as well. He was like an 1800 plus player back in the old days, and players still kind of thinking they might want to use it here. As we see the counter barracks coming up, Miracle will have his town center just a little bit behind the Ra here. So really, really nice, but ChronoJJ not falling for it at all here as he gets himself his armory. He's actually taken villagers off of wood here as well. He's got himself Shadoof. He does need to get a little bit more wood to get plow, but he has it coming through already, so I tell a lie. So a perfect kind of pull from wood here from Chrono. The problem with it is, it's just a small problem, but the problem with it is that normally you want to continue getting wood so you can get shaft mine, but you can also just get that wood a little bit later anyways, put more villagers there when you need it. As we see the hero term coming in, military barracks dropping down now for Miracle. And we'll see what he's going to try and do now. If he moves the Terma forward or if he's just going to hang back, play a little bit defensively, go heroic age. One thing that I would like to see a little bit more from Oranos players is a little bit more interesting strategy would be like if you see your opponent going 2 town centers, you don't necessarily need to go mass army. You can go for like fast heroics off of 2 town centers and kind of live the dream, go straight into Destroyer Arcus some of the time. Whether or not it works is a different story. As now Chrono has his farm set up. He's got heaps of farms here. 15 farms. So Chrono here is in an incredibly strong position. This is literally dream starts for Ra, if I've ever seen one. He's going to have a back gold mine. He's got the walls getting thrown up over here already. He's going to have a market to place down over here. He's going to have the gold over here. Chrono's going to be happy here. Maybe going straight Mythic Age here isn't a bad idea, considering Miracle not really looking to do anything with his army. He's just going full boom himself, full send, a little bit of idle time on his villagers over here, though, as he's kind of getting all the upgrades and everything that he wants out of his economic guild, making Mermillo, making Prometheans. Though right now it seems like Miracle is going for somewhat of a timing attack. By keeping his army in reserve and not showing his opponent, not showing ChronoJJ that he's got army here, he's going to be able to push in and cause a bit of surprise here for Chrono as he's throwing up his barracks, throwing up his walls over here, but Chrono is going Sekhmet. And Sekhmet is becoming more and more standard against Oranos to deal with the early Tartarian gates, making it a little bit easier to deal with that. And Miracle now wandering forward here, just being very, very slow, methodical. He's got a lot of villagers out already. 7 food, 3 wood, 5 gold here. We do see this barracks coming up on the front here as Chrono's got plenty of resources in the bank. We will be seeing this gate getting taken out. The villager getting pushed back over here as a random priest will get sniped down as Miracle is pushing in with his units here. We see the Pharaoh empowering this one, and with the help of a Citadel Center, this is going to be a huge amount of damage that comes down onto these medium terma. The palace shoots 6 arrows which with so much damage here, but the Pharaoh here is going to get targeted down quickly. We are seeing some priests getting built out over here as the Prometheans say, let's get this attack started. Miracle might be overcommitting a little bit to this. It's a very difficult building to be taken down. We are also seeing Masons queued up here for Chrono, as his villagers do have to kind of garrison here, as Miracle putting the pressure on those Prometheans getting taken down fairly quickly here. The Pharaoh does get taken out though, and maybe now Miracle has to kind of get out of here. He's going to attempt to take the Citadel Center down, but Mason's going to be coming through now, and I don't think that this is going to be easy at all to finish off, as we are seeing those villagers getting some good damage done. Do we have our upgrade here? No, we do not have Skin of the Rhino just yet for ChronoJJ, as Miracle is just flooding this town center. He doesn't care. He's just going all in on this town center in a big way. He's got just a stream of red units. How many military buildings? He's got himself 3 military buildings. Prometheans on auto queue here. And this town center might not be long for this world, but Chrono gets himself that Masons. He's going to keep building villages here. He's got plenty of resources in the bank. He's got a gold mine over here as well. He's got himself his Migdol stronghold, so he will be making some cavalry here, but a little bit slow on that one, I would say, as the town center here is able to take down these Prometheans actually fairly fast, as the units continuing to get that damage done. One thing Chrono could do as well is get himself fortified town centers to put to make it even harder to take down this town center. But right now, 63 hack armor and 14% crush armor with all that extra HP is going to be a difficult one here for Miracle to make it work. Miracle doesn't care. He's just got full population here. He's losing units fast, but they're just being replaced here, as we do see the Shifting Sands desperation play here from Chrono to try and get this all working. He's no longer building units out of his Migdol stronghold, as the villagers are going to be potentially attempting to make a run for it as these cavalry come in to try and hold here. Miracle is just like, I don't care. I can just spam units here non-stop, and he's still sitting at full population. His economy is going up. He's at full citizens, nearly full citizens here, as we do see these villagers trying to throw up a stray wall there. As the town center is now down to 2200 HP, and Chrono's gold mine is going to be under attack here. But more units coming out. Miracle throwing down more buildings here. Like right now, Miracle is just not losing units fast enough for him to even consider retreating here. He's just like, yeah, you've got a Citadel Center. It does 17.7 damage an arrow a second. So that's 3 arrows right now that it's shooting out. And yeah, some of them do miss, but it's still tons of damage, tons of DPS here. And ChronoJJ is just not producing units fast enough. He's not producing out of this Migdol stronghold in the slightest. He's in full panic mode. He's on this gold mine, doing the best he can. He doesn't have himself shaft mine, so his gold's a little bit low. His farms are being pushed off. He had 8 farms on this town center over here. Villagers getting taken out. Chrono is still building villages from both of his town centers, but the villagers are just getting picked off so absurdly fast here that it doesn't really matter. Miracle is killing his opponent's economy faster than he is losing any military here by sitting underneath this town center. So he doesn't even care. Seeing another villager going down, more villagers going down. These are trying to make a retreat path here, but they're just getting picked off before it even matters. And now Miracle can advance to the heroic age. He's got himself his armory. Does he have some armory upgrades as well? I don't think he does. He's got himself, oh, he does. He's got himself pierce armor and damage. He's got himself those copper shields, copper weapons here. Just starting to see some axemen come through to take out these Mamillo, as the villagers will throw down some walls, and Miracle will have to pull back. But he's just done so much damage, even though he's lost so many units. He's done so much damage, and ChronoJJ is just, I don't think he realizes exactly how far behind he is now, considering Miracle is 2 town centers, just about to be in the heroic age, plenty of buildings up all over the map. Can even think about getting a 3rd town center. Going to the mythic age fairly soon is not going to be a difficult thing for him to pull off either. And Chrono is he just doesn't have that much population right now. He's at 65 of 130. Miracle's got tons of advantages over his opponent right now, and he is grabbing this town center in the corner. We do see the Terma heroes and the Terma coming over here to try and take out this Chariot Archer. Unfortunately, for Miracle, one Chariot Archer is essentially Neo in a big way, as he just dodges javelins for days. He will be able to make it back home here at some point. And the question here now for Miracle is, does he just go Mythic Age here? Yes, he does. He throws the market down. He is getting this town center up. We will be seeing these units retreating away since the Pharaoh fort even, as the citizens make a break for this manor over here. But he will be losing one of them, it would seem. But Miracle is like, don't care. Mythic Age time. I've got a huge economy here, and that's it. Ooh, we do see the units spotting this exposed gold mine over here. So even more villager losses for ChronoJJ are coming in, and we will be seeing Hecate as the god of choice here. Question is, does ChronoJJ have his scarab somewhere, or did he lose it? He must have lost it at some point here. So that Hecate is going to be a challenge for Chrono for sure. And then we see some Stymphalian birds moving forward, villagers getting picked off on this gold. And now Chrono's got no gold left. He does have this gold mine over here, but no gold income really at this point for a little bit until he moves villagers over to that location there. And while this town center has been stopped, it's still going to be coming up fairly soon. We see this cavalry getting chased around by a handful of villagers with donkeys, shanking as best as they can. But he will be retreating that cavalry to safety for the time being and actually potentially healing it back up. No. Oh well. Now we see the cavalry getting taken out. Over here is the Stymphalian bird raining that fire from the sky. And citizen getting taken out over here. Another one going to be going down. Some good raids actually coming through for Chrono. Usually utilizing a Pharaoh to raid is not something you see very often at all, but this is actually really smart because right now Miracle's trying to use the Hesperus tree to defend this, but with the Pharaoh being in here, it's like, well, this doesn't really work. However, the citizens on the hunt here, Chrono sees it, he's pulling away. Will he be able to take this one out or not? Building block! Building block! The Dryads are here though, and Miracle has now just hit the Mythic Age. He'll be able to throw this Tartarian gate down here if he so chooses, but he does lose that one there to the priest. Meanwhile, we see the Tartarian gate going down in the main base here. Still no, do we see any sort of masons? No, we do not. The town center is on the way now. As the Tartarian gate is up, the villagers will start taking it out. We've got 40 seconds to wait for a shockwave here. As ChronoJJ not paying attention, you have to actually wait a little bit to start targeting down this Tartarian gate. And he does see it, and it will get taken out incredibly fast, but there's going to be so many Tartarian spawns going to town on these villages. So many dead villagers here. And Miracle's going to use this time to just kind of get sword. These units are still getting villager kills over here. Chrono is being an absolute menace to Miracle's economy here. But the Tartarian spawns get their job done. Get some good damage done to Chrono's economy. But Chrono, he's making it work here thus far. He's got himself his gold. He's throwing up his Migdal stronghold again. More villagers coming out. He's got himself the Axeman. But right now, Miracle has a palace on the front here. As Chrono tries to throw some walls down here, but he gets sent back. Not today, Sonny Jim. And the Tartarian spawns just about dealt with here. As we do see these Miracle archers swinging around. We've got Miracle moving forward here as well. With his units to catch these ChronoJJ units out, and he will get a good amount of damage done onto them as they are moving straight through here. He doesn't lose any of them, it seems. Loses one, but it's not really a whole lot of point in chasing those. You can just leave one unit after that, and that's kind of what Miracle's doing here. He's going to be moving forward. Would love to see this town center getting taken, potentially Titan Age here. Wouldn't be a bad idea either for Miracle, especially because Shifting Sands isn't down. We'll be seeing a random Chariot Archer into this corner, just scouting around for Chrono. Maybe going to set up a trade route over there. Hasn't really scouted, so needs to check that out, I would assume. Check out what ChronoJJ's seen there. Yeah, he's just scouting that out now. A lot of the map in blackness is very, very common for the Ra players. It's this stray cavalry trying to get something done. But now Miracle's economy is starting to look pretty scary. He's gotten himself his market in the corner, very corner, and he's making those llama caravan plenty of resources to be using here, as now we're starting to see another palace coming down. The fire siphon rolling forward here, going to take down this gate here as well really quickly, as we see another wooden wall getting thrown up here for ChronoJJ, trying to hold on to this position as best as and fast as he possibly can here. But it's going to get taken out almost as fast as it was put up, it would seem, as we do see that's exactly how that works there. Very tough to get those walls down while this all happens. And now the fire siphon going to be rolling in. Chrono's got a little bit of resource in the bank, still going for these raids onto the gold villages over here, but I'm not sure Miracle's going to care all too much here. He does have a handful of units over here to defend. And while this is happening, we see the villagers moving forward. We do have a shockwave, and he does indeed use that immediately there, keeping the fire siphon alive. While that's going on, we see siege engineers coming in, the villagers coming in very ferociously here, trying to take these fire siphon out. As Miracle is just saying, not today. You're going to lose all these villagers if you keep pushing on it. And the already wounded economy of ChronoJJ is getting even more destroyed here. They're also seeing dryads sneaking around on the back here, targeting down that gold mine. The villagers pop out yet again as the fire siphon targeting down the Citadel Center. Again, do we see Skin of the Rhino? We do not for ChronoJJ. Those archers are going to do so much damage there onto the villagers as he picks off both the fire siphon, but another one is here to continue taking this Citadel Center down, and Chrono needs this Citadel Center to kind of compete against a 4-2 town center kind of situation right now, and he realizes that, utilizing the Pharaoh to empower this one with the help of those villagers behind it, but the villagers here not getting pulled back as they get dragged right into the palaces here of Miracle. Miracle's got himself 4 palaces. He's making himself fanatics. He's making himself fire siphon. He's getting himself archers here. Incredibly difficult to defend against this push that Miracle is doing, especially with that hero citizen here jumping in and out of that palace to not take too much damage. And another palace is down. Miracle a little bit short on resources here. He is making these llama caravans, does not have coinage just yet. Definitely would be wanting that one, as we see these stray chariot archers getting pulled back. Miracle's back onto his gold over here, but check out his upgrades. He doesn't have shaft mine just yet, but it's not that important considering he's started the trade route. Just a little bit short on resources as Chrono's defense is seeming a little bit tough to crack here in this game. We do have villagers now moving up to this gold mine over here, but Miracle is already over here with a handful of units, and ChronoJJ is now doing what ChronoJJ does best, moving forward here with this Scarab. We'll see if Miracle is going to notice this one or not. As one Scarab can take down a town center very, very easily here. It's on that one doing the damage. We'll see how fast Chrono is going to, or Miracle is going to spot this. And Miracle does spot his villagers being harassed here. So it looks like this one probably not going to be able to end up working, as we see a whole 4 fire siphons onto this Citadel Center. He could have taken it down, but he pulls back. He pulls back, and the Citadel Center is going back up. A bit of a mistake there from Miracle, trying to keep his fire siphon alive instead of finishing off said Citadel Center. But now we do see that the Miracle's town center ended up going down there to 2 Scarabs. ChronoJJ playing this one beautifully, but while that happens, he does end up losing his Citadel Center. And is this going to have been worth it for ChronoJJ or not? He sent 2 Scarabs down here, and now he gets access to the Hesperids tree to push forward and push off this gold mine. Miracle's in a bit of a dangerous spot here in terms of his gold income. He does have the trade route set up. He does have a gold over here, but he has all his gold villages on this position. The Scarabs can come forward, take that house down, and see what he can do here. But now Chrono marching forward with his Scarabs, trying to take down yet another town center, as these Hesperids tree dryads that Chrono has now been able to create going to push off of this gold mine, and Miracle's going to be like, how did I allow this to happen right now? As the fire siphon rolling forward can take out this Migdol stronghold fairly easily. It's a nice forest here, going to make it a little bit challenging for the villagers to get through here and take these ones out, as Miracle's sitting at 130 of 130 population right now. The Scarabs taking down this Townsend that not only kill off a Townsend but also stop the trade route here, as the villagers villagers getting chased down by Chrono. He's putting so much chaos onto this map right now as the siege weapons have to pull back. The villagers not being paid attention to right now, as the palace will be able to put a stop to them, and he gets a couple of picks off there. And then the fire siphon can move forward here. We are seeing this town center getting grabbed by Miracle as the Scarabs able to take down even more buildings up here. Another mana going down as Miracle is in full panic mode here. It would seem the town center trying to come back up over on this position. We see the town center getting denied over here by Chrono as he is just running all over the map here. The citizen making a break for the palace here. The fire siphon yet again not able to really finish off the Migdos stronghold of Chrono. Chrono's with some decent resources in the bag, but his gold income is so low right now. He's trying to get this gold mine over here as a handful of dryads have been made by Miracle, and Chrono making his way up onto this gold mine. Still hasn't started a trade route just yet. The dryads coming through, going to try and take out this fire siphon here, but with the help of the palace it's going to be fine. And now Miracle has found himself a fairly safe gold mine. I would say 3 palace on a gold mine, that's fairly safe. And Chrono has to figure out a way through here, as we do see this Scarab will indeed go down to a Hero Mamilo over here. And Chrono has no longer got any more Scarabs to prevent town centers from going up. Miracle's hit 84 of 75 population as he's lost so many manas here. The llama caravans sitting idle for the time being, and Miracle is in full panic mode, pulling back onto this town center. Going to try and get this one up, get this town center up as well. A mana coming down here as well. Will we see some Hesperids, Tree, Dryads coming through is the question. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Nice pull there from Miracle, getting away from there before jumping into his mana. And these chariot archers will indeed go down. The villagers making a break for it yet again as they are getting denied on this position here, losing even more citizen as Chrono is somehow, some way making this very unorthodox Sekhmet Scarab chaotic style kind of work here in this game. Miracle is still okay though. He's still got his trade. He's going to be steadying that off as soon as the town center comes up here. But this town center is still being put, getting stopped at this point. Chrono might want to try and grab this town center for himself if he can send those villagers forward and grab that one. But he's trying to grab his home town center close to where his palace are. And while this is happening, we've seen those Scarabs take down 2 palace here as Chrono is just spamming Sekhmet Scarabs and just going to town on the Oranos buildings here. So we do indeed see this settlement getting taken out, getting prevented as Miracle has sent off his llama caravans here. They're going to get him his gold back. He does need his houses. Back to 130 population. This town center is almost up. We see some raids coming onto this gold mine of ChronoJJ. Chrono really cannot be letting this happen, as we do see the Hesperus tree getting taken here for Chrono. He's going to be building those to help defend this situation over here, as the Dryad is in, but you can take this down fairly quickly here with the villagers. But Chrono's 1 town center, Miracle is 2 town centers, about to be 3 town centers here. And while Chrono is trying to get this one back up, will we see any red units streaming in onto this to prevent this town center here? If Chrono gets that, he's going to be incredibly happy here. So we will be seeing the Dryads dealing with each other over here. A Pharaoh coming in onto this position. We'd love to see some walls potentially here for ChronoJJ, as Miracle does spot this town center coming up with 1 Mermillo. Will he be able to put a stop to it is the real question, as now we're seeing a raiding party coming out yet again for ChronoJJ. This 1 Scarab rolling in, potentially going to take down a mana, could take down the town center yet again. We do see the fire siphons coming through, going to try and take this position for himself here. And we'll see how it's all going to end up going. We've got the medium Arcus getting taken out the town center. Not able to go up. It's super close here. We've got 3 villagers just get the town center up. ChronoJJ not paying attention to his idle villagers here. The town center's at 3,100 HP. The villagers do finally get onto this one. And will Chrono get this up? Yes, he does. He gets 2 town centers for himself. He has kind of given up on this position though, but that does mean he gets this gold mine, which might be a little bit more important for him. Still very low on the villager count, trying to get those created here as Miracle is getting his own villages back, getting himself masons. We see this scarab wandering forward here. Will this kill the town center or not? Miracle just probably sent his villagers over here, so he's probably just missed that scarab wandering in here. As we also see some cavalry, chariot archer walking in to try and get some villager kills onto this position here. Town center on its way down. The idle villagers will give this one away as the villagers going to drop through here and try and shank down the scarab, heroizing the citizen to help take this down faster. But with the help of the cavalry here, it's going to be enough. We see a shockwave getting thrown down while this is happening. We've got the Arcus raid here onto ChronoJJ's gold mine here. If we take a look at ChronoJJ's gold income, he's at 180 gold, 200 gold. Not really many gold villagers currently mining here, so he's really struggling to produce anything. He has a market, so he can sell food, sell wood if he so chooses. The scarab does get taken out. The villagers have to retreat back here. This Hesper tree gets stolen away for the time being, but Miracle does have, or ChronoJJ does have to pull back. And now we see a couple of siege weapons coming through for Miracle. The fire siphon moving in to take down the town center with the help of the Arcus ball. And it seems like ChronoJJ's chaotic playstyle is starting to rear its ugly head. He's got no production facilities anymore, just siege, just his temple here at this point as he's trying to micro as best as he can. He throws the temple up on the front here to potentially get some more scarabs in, but his town center will indeed be falling here as ChronoJJ is not able to hold on to it. Back down to one town center, but now Miracle is on 3 town centers. Miracle might just want to throw down a palace or something over here. Doesn't quite have the gold just yet. Does he have that coinage through? Yes, he does. Those llama caravans are going to give him a big help as he throws a palace down on this position. More fire siphon coming in over here as ChronoJJ is retreating away with his villagers. The fire siphon rolling forward, and in that moment, Chrono realizes no gold, no town centers, no dream. Doesn't matter how many cheeky scarab plays he does, it's not going to be enough here. And Miracle manages to hold on in this first game. An absolute epic of a game here from ChronoJJ. Almost coming back from the brink of destruction here. But Miracle says no. There was a point here where Miracle's down to 75 population after those scarabs did so much good damage here. My golly gosh. Incredibly well played by Miracle though. Beautiful execution of that 505 fast second town center build order here. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.